All right, so the Panthers, coming off of a losing streak, finally got it together this week as they won 3 in a row. All right, they lost 4 out of 5 coming into this week.
All
won
on
3
home
in a
ice.
row, all on home ice. They finally took advantage of home ice advantage in this situation with their 11 out of 12 games.
Yeah.
Finally.
Finally.
All right, they needed that. They needed that desperately, man. And unfortunately, last night they went in and played the best team in the National Hockey League.
Oof. And boy, did they look good.
And
Yes.
they looked like the best team in the National Hockey League.
They
Those
absolutely
Colorado
did.
Avalanche.
They absolutely did. And, yeah, they gave up a goal very, 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 very early. I mean very early. Minute 45 seconds into the game.
It was minute 14.
Minute 14.
Yeah, it was like 74 seconds
We
in.
had
something like
114.
that. Yeah.
They scored at 18:45. Yeah, okay. Yeah, a minute 14 into the first period. They tied going into the second, and then that was
It sucks, though, because like that first goal was like the only bad one, I mean, really, that Tarasov gave up.
Yeah.
I mean, he played the whole game, but he was really good. Just Colorado is just like relentless.
But when Colorado has that speed, that aggressiveness, and it takes 42 shots on goal compared to Florida's 25.
Yeah.
And Florida on the back half of a back-to-back going into Colorado.
very unpanther.
The writing was sort of on the wall for this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was like the most scheduled loss of all time, back-to-back in Colorado at altitude. I know they went to Park City a few days earlier to kind of try and get used to the altitude. Clearly didn't help. Colorado coming off a loss as well. This team is unreal. Like, when you give up 20 shots in the first period to a team, it's probably not a good idea. Not what you want to do. Dave, you sent me the gift last night. What'd you say about that?
Gonna have a bad time.
You're going to have a bad time if you give up 20 shots in the first period. And that's what the Panthers did. And Colorado, they just come at you in waves. Like, it's just so aggressive right now. They keep the puck hemmed in the zone. You can't get out. And when you do get out, they turn it right back over and fly up the ice. I mean, there were 2 breakaway goals, like just so many defensive breakdowns, just things that are so uncharacteristic from the Panthers. And that's been kind of the story of this season. Even in the games they've won, you know, that crazy game against, who was it, Columbus? Mm-hmm. There were defensive breakdowns in that game that are just you're not used to seeing from
13
the Panthers.
goals that day?
13 goals.
Out in front of the net, like too much traffic.
Here's the situation, though. There were 2 back-to-backs within a week of each other.
And there's another one coming up. They have, I believe that Lightning game. There's a back-to-back.
No,
next
that
weekend.
it's the weekend.
Carolina,
Friday, Saturday.
Carolina,
Louis.
yeah. Sorry, Carolina and St. Louis are on a back-to-back. So the Panthers, it'll be the 3rd back-to-back in like 2 weeks for the Panthers.
So that brings up the goaltender scheduling issue. There was nothing that Tarasov could have done in that game, and I don't think there's anything that Bob could have done in that game.
No.
Really. It was just defensively, it wasn't great.
When, as Ethan alluded to, when they're giving up that many rush opportunities, which is exactly the opposite of what this Panthers defensive system's tried to do, you know that there's a problem. And when Colorado's doing it as frequently and as easily, really, as they were last night, that was a little bit jarring. And I'm curious to see how they respond against the very good Dallas team who's right there with Colorado in the standings.
And a couple of breakdowns, by the way, in the Utah game that led to a couple of breakaways.
Bob was
Dylan
brilliant
Gunther.
in the Utah game.
That save was unreal.
Yeah. So,
yeah,
Go
you
ahead.
talk about Dallas, Roy. I mean, right now,
Well,
51
David did.
points for sorry, David talked about Dallas. 51 points for Colorado, 47 for Dallas. If you look at the rest of the league, the next best team has 40 points. That's Carolina and Washington. So these 2 teams are a cut above right now, above everybody. Yeah. And the Panthers are playing them 2 games in a row here. These are 2 big games, and then they've got to go play the Lightning, who are red hot on the road in Tampa, and you know how those games always are. So this is a tough stretch for the Panthers right now. If they can come away with 2-3 points in these next 2 games, that would be really big for them.
Yeah, my thing was
they
need to get 4 out of the 8 points this trip.
Correct.
If they were able to get 4 out of 8 and come back home for basically, again, they have 1 game where they go back to Carolina, but they have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of their next 8 games are either home or in South Florida if you include the Winter Classic. If they can get 9, yeah.
You forgot about that one at Lone Depot Park's the home game.
Yes, I include that. I forgot about the Colorado game after that. But yes. But yeah, they only have 1 more road game after this stretch between the 17th and January 4th. If they can split this road trip and then take advantage of home ice, which they didn't do their last time with an extended home stretch outside of the end, it sets them up well for what they should be doing. Plus, they hope they can have a guy who's number 19 back sooner rather than later as well.
And they have to take advantage of this home stretch because they've had such a loaded home schedule to start the season that it's going to get road heavy in the back half. The Panthers don't have a home Saturday game after January 31st this
Correct.
season. So they need to take advantage, and the Olympic break could be big for them. It could also be a problem for them because they're going to have a bunch of guys going over to Milan, as long as
Including
everything
Matthew
works
Tkachuk,
out there,
yes.
including Matthew Tkachuk. So, look, the Panthers only 3 points back of the Penguins, who just traded their starting goaltender, 5 points out of third in the division. It looks like they're going to have to fight for the wild card here, boys, but they're hanging around, and that number 19 is going to be back soon, hopefully. It's just what they got to do.
Thinking about this now, it's a shame that the Avalanche and the Stars are in the same division. You're not going to see them in the conference final. Really is a shame.
Well, you could, though.
Nah,
Well,
I don't
yeah,
think so.
no.
I don't
2
think
minutes
so.
for being wrong.
What?
What the hell was that?
Wow.
Okay, well, Colorado
they-
and Dallas of 1
Yeah,
and 2.
they're
I don't
not-
expect
one
them
of them isn't gonna
they're
fall
not
out of the top
going to
three.
the
Yeah,
wild
I mean,
card.
there's 8 points right now between Dallas and Minnesota.
That's the new system. That's why we don't like it. That's
Yeah.
why we want to go back
Yeah,
to 1v8.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
This
and-
might be the final straw that pushes them
Penalty
back
for
to
time.
1 through 8. It's going to be Dallas and Colorado this year in particular playing again before the
second
Western
round,
Conference
yeah.
Finals.
And most likely we will not see the Kings and the Oilers in the first round for the first time.
Put one up for that,
There's
boys.
still
Put
time.
one up for that.
There's still time.
Jordan McPherson, thank you for joining us, sir. All right. Thank you to Gino, and thank you for Jason for helping us out back there in the video room.
It's
Ethan and
Fuentes.
Rose- Gino.
Well, Gino,
I
that's
just said
what
Gino.
it's-
I
No,
literally
but it's
said
the
No,
brother.
it's
the
Michael
brother.
Fuentes.
Oh, it's Mike.
It's
Mike.
Exactly.
It's the worst Fuentes.
Oh, wow. I did not say that.
He's my best friend. I can say
did
that.
not
He's my
say
best
that.
friend.
That
He
was
knows I
not
love
me,
him.
Mike. That was Ethan. You taking up with him. Ethan Rose, thank you for making my hands cold. And David, brother, I'm sorry.
Yeah, way to go, tough guy.
Our last show of the year is next week. We will have Brad Williams, and he will give us his Anaheim Ducks update. So we'll do that, and then we will go into 2026 refreshed after covering the Winter Classic. My name is Roy Bellamy. This has been The Hockey Show. Have a great weekend, everybody.